Hey there, washing machines and woman beaters. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I used to care a lot about. Siege used to be my life, and it's really disturbing to me that I have to think that this game has gone so far downhill from where it was at the beginning of year three. I've been playing Siege since year two. It's currently year five for Siege, and I have over 3,000 hours in this game. The background gameplay is going to be ranked defensive gameplay with all three speeds. There may be one, two speed clip in there. It's all 4Ks and aces, so I can show you guys I'm not just some shitter. And I wanted to talk to you guys and kind of rant and vent about why Siege is dying. I'm going to go from things that Ubi can't take care of or are very hard for them to take care of to things that they could fix tomorrow if they wanted to. So, just to give you guys that scale, I have 5 things. This is going to be the thing that's hardest to fix. And I'm going to end with pretty much the 2 biggest changes and why they're the easiest things to fix. And it's making that even harder. So, first things first, booters. Booters are people, which is a lot more prevalent on Xbox, who pay money externally to get access to webs of computers to stress someone else's Wi-Fi or the servers to shut off the game, allowing them to win easier by knocking enemies of the other team out, or allowing them to end the game if they're losing, and to do shit like that. And it's very hard for Ubisoft to do anything against that, but it's something that plagues the game, considering it is currently one of the most competitive on console. When you have people who are hitting you off every game because you're a high rank and you're winning, it's not fun to play the game. And at one point, I was spending $300 a month on shit just to protect myself so I could play this game that I loved. Number 2, bugs. Shit in the map where people can be invincible. Crash used to be able to run around with a fully automatic pistol with her shield in front of her. Crash is a defensive shield character. You guys can see why that would be extremely annoying. People used to fucking put down a million ADSs, do stupid shit so Montaigne could spray another shield character, be fully protected, and continue to spray through a shield. They used to do shit where they would take skins from the beginning of the game that only OG players had, like Black Ice, and apply it to weapons that it shouldn't be on, or for characters that it shouldn't be on. There's some other very frustrating bugs. Used to be able to rappel and vault in through a window on a ranked map. That was the main site for the map to defend. It was Nature Room on the Australian map. You used to be able to instantly just rappel up the wall and fly in through a window, but there was no window there. It was a solid wall, and thus the defenders could do nothing about it. People used to be able to get themselves under the map and shoot everyone. Shit like that, which is extremely frustrating. And I understand Ubisoft can't keep there from being bugs in general, but they can patch out the bugs a lot faster than they have in the past, instead of just straight up banning characters. The next thing I want to talk about is hit detection. Hit detection in Siege has been infamous for being dog shit. When the game first came out, it was terrible. It was laggy, it was miserable. You used to be able to laser people and they wouldn't do anything. Axe infamously does not have a headshot hitbox. Ash is also the fastest and most used character in the game, or was at that time. And having the best character in the game, not having the counter to any character, which is a one-shot headshot, made it very frustrating to play against her. The hit detection was fixed for a while from years 2 to year 4. Hit detection was mediocre, but way better than where it was at some points. And then it's gone to shit again in year 5. The game is laggy, it's miserable, it's buggy. People can do shit that just doesn't make sense. There's been host migrations on dedicated servers. That's some Call of Duty shit. What the fuck are you doing, Ubisoft? And then these last 2 things are things that Ubisoft could fix tomorrow if they wanted to, but just haven't been working to fix in the past or going into the future. Number 1, the laggy servers. Again, when the game started, the servers were dog shit. Ubisoft upgraded them and upgraded them again, but still, because of the stringent skill-based matchmaking, which I agree with, the tick rate of the servers, especially on console, is not good enough because a lot of people on console are playing off phone hotspots and dog shit Wi-Fi because they can't afford the regular things that people can on PC. So for a lot of games, that makes them nigh on unplayable, where there's one character lagging across the map and you can't seem to shoot them, or you can't move out of your spawn. And again, there's another thing that booters can do, which is where they stress the server to the point of breaking, where the game freezes, but the clock keeps ticking, so you can't move, and they'll just automatically win. If Ubisoft paid enough to upgrade their servers, this is one of the things they could do to defend against the booters, because they would no longer be able to do that. And the servers would be able to help those people with poor connections have more reliable connectivity to the game. And then the final thing that I'm going to spend the majority of the video talking about and kind of divulge into is balancing. Ubisoft did not know they were going to make a hit multiplayer game. That was apparent when Siege first came out. The game was not... It was made for hardcore players. It was not easily accessible to casuals. But as the game continued, people started to see something in it that Ubisoft didn't. They started to see a competitive scene that Ubisoft did not see coming. And people eventually helped Ubisoft balance the game. It became extremely balanced in year 2, where there was a fair meta, and there wasn't things like the Sniper 90 Frost shotgun in year 1 that used to be able to literally shoot people across the map. There wasn't shit where you used to be able to have 2 ACOGs on some characters. ACOG being the zoomed in side of that game, of course, giving you a huge advantage due to Siege's very low time to kill. And there was so much misbalance going on. For example, Smoke, one of the strongest defensive operators, had 3 aerial denial smoke grenades, had a C4 that he could blow up anything with, and had an ACOG on his secondary submachine gun and a shotgun primary, making him the most versatile defensive character in the game. So in year 2, they changed some things around with him. They took off his ACOG, they took away his C4, and gave him impact so he could rotate easier. The next thing they did was they made Kapkan a 2-speed. They did things to make the game more fun and more fair. Some things I don't agree with, like Blitz making him a 2-speed. I would have rather kept Blitz useless. Fuck Blitz. Get him the fuck out of the game. Only unskilled players use him. But I understand why he's in the game. He serves a purpose. But now, as Ubisoft is moving into year 5, they made changes that don't make sense. The character that people use to change the map to what they need it to be with Buck just got changes that don't make sense. He got extra ammo both in the magazine and in reserves of his shotgun, but they took away his frag grenades, which were the main versatile part of his kit, so he could destroy enemy gadgets, he could get people out of hidey holes, he could blow up deployable shields, he could do so much between his skeleton key, which is an underbarrel mounted shotgun, his assault rifle, and those grenades. But he wasn't fast. He didn't have a small hitbox. He was a perfectly balanced character with that high recoil, medium damage, high fire rate assault rifle, secondary underbarrel shotgun, no overpowered secondary, a very weak pistol, and those frag grenades. He served a perfect place in the game. But Ubisoft just gave that shotgun extra ammo and took away his grenades, making the other character, which was previously a worse version of him, a lot better looking. But this character has a high fire rate submachine gun, a very reliable assault rifle, and it is going to make the game a lot less fun having to consistently play against a Sledge than a Buck. A Buck required more intelligence to use because you couldn't just open the entire floor like you can with Sledge, but you could open up a smaller area faster. And it would allow good players who knew the map to be able to play vertically very well while having their teammates cover them. But giving them a Claymore encourages people to play without turning on their mic and playing with their team, again making the experience more miserable. I do agree with them taking away a lot of characters' ACOGs, but I think Maestro should have kept his, and should have kept his hipfire ability while lowering the damage and fire rate of his light machine gun. Maestro has an LMG, which is better than a lot of the attacker weapons. High mobility, high fire rate, high damage, high everything. It's a very fair weapon. They've nerfed the recoil like 6 times, but it's still one of the best guns in the game and best guns on defense. So it still makes sense to use over other things. And they made new characters that just aren't fun. They reuse weapons, they recycle abilities, they barely change things, and they don't make the game better and more interesting for good players. They're focusing on bad players, and because of all these reasons, it's dead on Xbox and dying everywhere else. Rainbow Six Siege used to be my life. I love that game more than anything else. It's the reason I'm alive to this day. And I thank Rainbow Six Siege for that, but it is never going to be what it once was. And I think we all need to take a moment to lament that and realize that even though it's gone and on Xbox, that hopefully Ubisoft will be able to get their shit together to make it playable on PC. Have a great day, everyone. My name's Dyer. Check me out on Instagram. Peace out.